Turning to food when we're stressed is a common habit that a lot of us share. When I was struggling with my weight, it felt like no matter how much I worked out, I never really moved the scale. And this was super frustrating because I thought that exercise was the grand solution. So I decided to take a step back and look further into what my stress triggers were. And so guess what I noticed? Whenever I didn't lose some weight or I was stressed, I turned to comfort food. That comfort food turned to weight gain, and then so created this pretty vicious cycle of weight gain and stress. And there's actually more ties to food causing you stress than you might realize. So today, we're gonna talk about what foods actually can cause you stress, and I'll also share with you some really healthy, delicious ways that you can eat your way to less stress as well. So let's get you de-stressed on your way to your weight loss journey and living this cleanish lifestyle. Sound good? Awesome, let's get started. So first things first, can foods actually cause you more stress? The answer is yes, they actually can, and it's really a big part of this weight loss struggle that so many of us are enduring. So when you're stressed, what foods do you turn to? Probably turn into ice cream, chips, pizza, easy, greasy foods that are comforting and make you feel better. I know one of my favorite foods for de-stressing is cookies, and so I have to watch myself with those. And so what we do is we turn to these foods because in that immediate moment, they reduce stress, they make us feel better, they remind us of better times, they take us away from feeling that stress, but they're actually counterproductive. And the reason why is because they start to impede our body's ability to deal with sugars. They inhibit our glucose metabolism, they lead to insulin insensitivity, and they attack our appetite-related hormones and hypothalamic neuropeptides. And all of these things lead to increased abdominal fat and insulin resistance. And these are no bueno. Plus, when we're chronically stressed, our body is constantly releasing a hormone called cortisol. And cortisol is the major stress hormone in our body. And when this gets stuck on overdrive, when we're overly stressed, it leads to some pretty big issues. For instance, this hyperdrive cortisol has been shown to be highly correlated with abdominal obesity, which means basically being overweight in your abdomen and having a lot of belly fat. And it's also been linked to emotional and mental disorders, like depression. Interestingly enough, some people might be actually more susceptible to this than others too. So in a nutshell, these highly addictive, high sugar, high fat foods are really, really enticing to us when we're stressed. Plus, our body is already increasing our cortisol levels, causing us more stress. And then those combine, and then it's just this vicious cycle like we were talking about before. And interestingly enough, research has shown that women are actually more prone to stress eating than men as well. So that common scenario in sitcoms where the woman is upset that something major happened and she goes to turn to eat a tub of ice cream is actually based a little bit in truth. When you're stressed, it's important to avoid those high sugar, high fat, calorie dense foods so that you can break out of this cycle. Thankfully, there are some nutrients that are in some healthy options that we're going to talk about that can actually counterbalance your stress. So not only will they be enjoyable to eat, but also they'll help your body naturally reduce those cortisol levels. Vitamin C, also known as ascorbic acid, is a nutrient that's found in a lot of highly citric foods like oranges, grapefruits, lemons. And research has actually shown that high doses of vitamin C can help to reduce your stress hormones, improve your blood pressure, and also make you feel less stressed as well. Other fruits that we don't commonly think of as having a lot of vitamin C are kiwi and pineapple, papaya, mangoes, and berries. And then there are actually some vegetables too, like broccoli, red peppers, and kale. Those are all really good sources of vitamin C. And last time I checked, all those are tasty. Magnesium is another nutrient that can help reduce your overall stress levels and feelings of anxiety. Plus, magnesium is really helpful in improving your quality of sleep as well. Improving your sleep will help you to have less stress as well. So definitely a lot of correlation going on with magnesium and reducing overall stress levels. Good sources of magnesium usually come in complex carbs like spinach, Swiss chard, legumes, nuts, seeds, and whole grains. And if you watch my video on why you need to eat more carbs, you already know how valuable complex carbs are to our daily nutrition and why they shouldn't be completely eliminated from our diets like so many fad diets try to get us to do. While there's no like evil food, it's the simple carbohydrates that we want to reduce, not the complex carbohydrates. B vitamins are also really helpful in reducing stress. And if you're following a diet that's not very high in B vitamins, like eating a lot of processed foods that are really, really high in added sugars and added added processed fats, incorporating more foods that have B vitamins will actually really help to uplift your mood and make you feel a lot better. Foods such as avocados and mushrooms, almonds, bananas, peas, and dairy products, eggs, meats, and fish are all really good sources of B vitamins. Plus, green leafy vegetables are really high in folate, which is a type of B vitamin. So incorporating more of those leafy green veggies are gonna really help to improve your overall stress levels. Zinc is another one of those minerals that plays a vital role in helping reduce stress and anxiety disorders. Plus, zinc helps reduce inflammation, boosts your immunity, improves your blood pressure, and actually helps reduce your bad cholesterol levels too. So zinc is a big winner. To boost your zinc intake, look for foods like oysters, crab, pumpkin seeds, beef, pork, baked bean, cashews, chickpeas, oats, and dairy products. Again, variety is key, so don't just eat all of the cashews in the world and not have other types of foods. You want to try to just, whatever sounds good to you on that list, start trying to incorporate those into your daily routine. If not daily, weekly, just trying to get more into your normal routine so you get used to it. Tryptophan is also a big one, and you may have heard that because you've heard about how turkey contains tryptophan and turkey makes you sleepy. So this is a big one that comes around this time of the year. It definitely has a link to reducing overall stress. It's an essential amino acid that you get through your diet, meaning that your body does not create it, so you have to get it from eating foods, so that makes it essential. Research has shown that a diet rich in tryptophan actually helps to reduce symptoms of depression and anxiety. So you may have heard of serotonin before, which is a really important mood-enhancing neurotransmitter in our body. And in order to actually have serotonin created in our body, we need tryptophan. So it definitely plays a big role in improving your mood. For tryptophan, you're gonna wanna look for whole grains such as barley, oats, and wild rice. You'll also find it in seeds, nuts, poultry, and fish, dairy products, eggs, buckwheat, spirulina, bananas, and even chocolate are some great options to start incorporating more tryptophan. Another key nutrient for reducing overall stress are omega-3 fatty acids. And these have proven health benefits for heart health and inflammation, so you may have heard me talk about them in the past. And along with that, there's actually some research that's indicating that in overweight sedentary participants, omega-3 fatty acids reduced overall inflammation and lowered their cortisol levels, which really helped in reducing overall stress. And I know there's a lot of omega-3 fatty acid supplements out there, but it's very easy to get these through your food as well. Foods like salmon and trout, mackerel, sardines, oysters and shrimp, flax seeds, chia seeds, and walnuts are rich in omega-3. All right, so now hopefully we understand that there's a science behind why certain foods might be better for you than others about stress relief. So I wanted to kind of take all of that information and give you a top list of the best 7 foods for stress relief so that you have something that you can just go to and these ones are gonna get me the most bang for my buck. Number 1 is avocado. I love me some avocados. They are just the best. Tell me when you've ever been eating avocado that you are not a happy person. I'm just saying, I'll wait. Let me know. I think they're amazing. They're high in healthy fats, dietary fiber, and they're a really versatile food that you can just have with so many different things. They also have a lot of B vitamins, which we were just talking about how important those are. So that includes B5, B6, and B9. They're high in vitamin C, magnesium, and zinc. Pretty much the whole gamut of all the things we just talked about. You can add them in smoothies, you can put them on avocado toast, you can have it in guacamole. They add this creamy deliciousness that has just a really good texture, and they're just so good for you. Matcha is another really great option to start incorporating into our diet. It's kind of like a stress-fighting superfood. It's high in L-theanine, which has been shown to be a powerful stress-reducing component. And it's really easy to just add to your shakes or to make a matcha smoothie. I have a matcha chia pudding that I can link to below that is really easy. It's a really good thing to start incorporating. Kimchi is a fermented food that has a lot of health benefits. It's made from cabbage and it's kind of an acquired taste, but it has been proven to be really helpful in reducing overall stress and anxiety. And if you're not a huge fan of kimchi, I do have a video on fermented foods and the benefits of them that I can link to below for you so that you can pick an alternative that fits your taste a little bit more if kimchi isn't for you. It's not for everybody, but I do truly feel that fermented foods are a very underrated underrated food, especially when you consider all of the nutrients and dietary value they have. Leafy greens, such as spinach and kale, are densely packed with nutrients that have a ton of stress relieving power to them. They contain magnesium, vitamin C, folic acid, and flavonoids. Definitely check out my recipe for a green protein smoothie that incorporates some spinach, or my kiwi and kale smoothie that incorporates kale. They're both really great ways to incorporate some of those dark leafy greens, especially if you don't like having them cooked or sauteed or in a salad or something. Putting them into a smoothie is just an easy way to get them down. Also, I have a spinach tortillas recipe that I can link to that is another way, because who doesn't love delicious tortillas? And you put spinach in there, you're good to go. But we all know when we're super stressed, sweet things can sound really good. And if you're feeling that, definitely turn to some dark chocolate. Look for 70% or higher cacao percentage. And if you checked out my video on the health benefits of chocolate, you already know that's where it's really at. That's where the antioxidants are, that's where the nutrients are, and that's really where the less sugar is as well. We're not looking for a candy here, we're looking for a delicious, healthy, natural food. Dark chocolate has been shown to help reduce inflammation, improve your mood, and even improve your immunity. It's a really good food to start adding in, and you don't have to be afraid of chocolate. All right, so you know I keep saying this over and over, but carbs are not the enemy here. Carbs are not bad, and in fact, complex carbs are a really great help when you are trying to reduce your stress levels. And to prove that point, I'm adding bananas to this list of the top foods that reduce stress. So yes, bananas are high in natural sugar, but they're loaded with nutrients and vitamins, especially tryptophan and magnesium. Plus, they contain vitamin B6 and vitamin C, which you know now makes the perfect storm for a really good stress-reducing food. You can also use them to make really delicious, comforting foods for when you're stressed. And I've got a ton of recipes using bananas as sweeteners that I can link to below for you as well. And believe it or not, chickpeas are actually a really versatile carb option that are really good at reducing overall stress levels. They include tryptophan and B vitamins, especially folate and minerals like zinc, magnesium, iron, and phosphorus. So now you can grab that hummus and totally enjoy it and not have any bit of guilt. I got a great recipe for hummus that I can link to for you. Or if you really are craving something sweet, I have an edible cookie dough bites recipe I can link to for you that actually uses chickpeas and also contains dark chocolate. So you have a double whammy of a delicious comfort food that's packed with a bunch of stress-reducing nutrients. And I totally know that it's really hard to break those stress eating habits. Because of that vicious cycle we've been reinforced for so long to go to what makes us feel good immediately. So hopefully now though, you have some really good options that you can turn to that'll still make you happy. And I don't recommend that you just go eat these foods. It's all about a well-balanced diet. So start incorporating these. Don't go cold turkey. Next time you're at the grocery store, grab some of these options instead of some of those cookies or instead of those potato chips. And just start to slowly incorporate these, because if they're available in your house, that's what you're gonna grab. And a lot of the foods we talked about today not only help reduce stress, they also help reduce inflammation. There's a really big carryover. So if you want a really easy meal prep to follow and just try it out, see if it helps reduce your stress levels, because it definitely will in addition to your inflammation, check out my 5-day anti-inflammatory meal plan that incorporates so many of the foods that we've talked about today. And I will see you in the next video.